Hello and welcome to our English Listening Practice podcast. I'm very happy you're here with me today. In this episode, we'll go on a simple and fun journey through the airport. You will learn how to speak and understand English at the airport, from arrival, to check-in, to boarding your plane. Let's get started. I woke up early in the morning, feeling both excited and nervous. Today was the day of my first international flight. I had packed my suitcase the night before, making sure I had everything I needed: clothes, toiletries, my passport, and my flight ticket. After a quick breakfast, I called a taxi to take me to the airport. The ride was smooth, and soon I arrived at the departure terminal. The airport was bustling with people, all heading to different destinations. I took a deep breath and entered the terminal. The first thing I needed to do was find the check-in counter for my airline. I looked at the information screens and located the counter number. As I approached the counter, a friendly airline staff member greeted me with a smile and said, "Good morning. May I see your passport and ticket, please?" I handed them over and replied, "Sure, here you go." She checked my documents and asked, "Did you pack your bags yourself?" I nodded and said, "Yes, I did." She continued, "Do you have any checked baggage?" I pointed to my suitcase and said, "Yes, this one." She placed it on the scale and tagged it. Then she asked, "Would you prefer a window seat or an aisle seat?" I thought for a moment and replied, "A window seat, please." She typed some information into her computer and handed me my boarding pass. "Here is your boarding pass. Your flight departs from Gate 12 at 10:30 a.m. Boarding will begin at 10 a.m. Please proceed to security check," she said. I thanked her and made my way to the security checkpoint. At the security area, I placed my carry-on bag and personal items into a tray. A security officer instructed me, "Please remove your shoes, belt, and any electronic devices from your bag." I complied and walked through the metal detector. It beeped, and the officer asked me to step aside for a quick pat-down. After the security check, I collected my belongings and put on my shoes and belt. I checked the departure board to confirm my gate number and headed towards Gate 12. Along the way, I passed by various shops and restaurants. I decided to grab a bottle of water and a snack to keep me energized. As I reached the gate area, I found a seat and waited for the boarding announcement. At 10 a.m., a voice over the intercom said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Flight 123 to New York. Please have your boarding pass and passport ready." I stood up, gathered my belongings, and joined the line. When it was my turn, the gate agent scanned my boarding pass and said, "Have a pleasant flight." I smiled and replied, "Thank you." I walked down the jet bridge and entered the airplane. A flight attendant greeted me at the door and directed me to my seat. I found my seat by the window, placed my carry-on bag in the overhead compartment, and sat down. I fastened my seatbelt and looked out the window, watching the ground crew prepare the plane for departure. Soon, the captain's voice came over the intercom, welcoming us aboard and providing information about the flight duration and weather conditions. The flight attendants conducted a safety demonstration, showing us how to use the seatbelt, oxygen mask, and life vest. After the demonstration, the plane began to taxi towards the runway. I felt a mix of excitement and apprehension as the plane accelerated and took off into the sky. As we reached cruising altitude, the seatbelt sign turned off, and the flight attendants began serving refreshments. I chose a cup of coffee and a sandwich. During the flight, I listened to music and watched a movie to pass the time. After several hours, the captain announced that we were beginning our descent into New York. I looked out the window and saw the city skyline approaching. The plane landed smoothly, and we taxied to the gate. Once the seatbelt sign was turned off, Passengers began to gather their belongings. I retrieved my carry-on bag and exited the plane. Inside the terminal, I followed the signs to immigration. At the immigration counter, the officer asked me, "What is the purpose of your visit?" I replied, "Tourism." He then asked, "How long will you be staying?" I answered, 2 weeks. He stamped my passport and said, "Welcome to the United States." I proceeded to the baggage claim area to collect my checked suitcase. After retrieving it, I followed the signs to customs. A customs officer asked, "Do you have anything to declare?" I shook my head and said, "No." He waved me through, and I exited into the arrivals hall. I looked around and saw a driver holding a sign with my name on it. I approached him, and he greeted me warmly. He helped me with my luggage, and we headed to the car. As we drove into the city, I reflected on my journey and felt proud of myself for navigating the airport procedure successfully. This experience boosted my confidence in traveling and using English in real-life situations. Thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoyed this episode and learned some new words and useful phrases. Keep practicing every day, and soon you will feel more confident using English. Take care and see you next time. Bye-bye.